go.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Jhordyn, back at it again with another video today. And today I'm gonna be doing a reaction slash mukbang. Hence the reason the camera is angled downward, cause I got some food. Ooh, this is hot. Dang. I'm gonna be reacting to things not to say to a black girl because I can't come up with any other topic for a mukbang and I'm really just hungry, so I want to be able to read stuff, give some commentary, and eat my food. The food that we have here today: some veggie spring rolls, some shrimp pad thai, and some water because you need to stay hydrated. I'm so hungry, so before I even start, I'm gonna sample one of these spring rolls because they feel like they're not hot enough to make me burn my entire mouth apart. So I grabbed my handy dandy iPad here so I can hop on Instagram to find this post. Things not to say to a black woman. I'll probably insert screenshots somewhere just so you guys can see exactly what I'm looking at. This comes from a profile called Dark Skin Women. It's a slide post, so I'm gonna go through, react to each and every one, basically say whether it's relatable, whether it's not, and we're just gonna get into it. I don't know whose kids are outside screaming, but I'm gonna need them to relax. Dang, this is hot. Oh my God. I got some shrimp pad thai and I got a 1 star because I don't like spice. So don't come for me. I'm gonna be done with the water before anything. Also, it says that this is written by Avery Francis and the photos are by Emma Trim. Again, I'm gonna include all their information. Y'all should definitely go follow them because there's a lot of quality content on the pages and I'm not trying to steal nobody's work, giving all credibility where it is due. So the first thing to not say to a black girl, according to this thread, is can you twerk? Avery Francis wrote, "Black women are often overtly sexualized in the media. Twerking isn't a bad thing and lots of women, regardless of their race, love a good twerk. But when you ask us if we can twerk, you're minimizing us to characters and stereotypes that we often see in the media. Also, black women do not exist to entertain you. Period." She actually included the period at the end, by the way. That wasn't just me being obnoxious. I think that that's accurate. I think that that's really accurate because people look at me, everybody looks at me like, oh, Jhordyn, can you twerk? Or you can't twerk. You can't twerk. A lot of dudes will say that to try and challenge you because they want to see you do it because your booty fat. Just know that, sis. But you're not obligated to let anybody know whether you can twerk or not. The only time that I'm caught twerking is when I'm with my homegirls. I don't twerk for men. What do I look like? I'm about to smack some of this really fast because I'm hungry, you guys. So please bear with me. This is why I can't do mukbangs because talking and eating is so freaking hard. I be getting lost in the sauce sometimes. Comment down below if you've made it this far and let me know if you eat pad thai because it's one of my favorites. Back to the topic of twerking. I absolutely believe that that's accurate. Don't ask me if I can twerk because that's not the only thing that I have to offer. Don't ask me to twerk just because my booty fat. Don't ask me to twerk just because you think that that's all I have to offer, because it's not. I have a huge brain, okay? I have a lot of personality, and just don't ask black women if we can twerk because it's not your business. If your eyes get to be blessed with the visuals of us twerking, then so be it. But if not, deal with it. I'm tired of the media over sexualizing us anyway. So definitely don't ask no black women if they can twerk. This next one, Big trigger. Big trigger. But we're all so over it, we probably don't even react the same. Can I touch your hair? No. Avery Francis wrote, just please stop this. Black women are not here for your consumption. We are not pets, and this is not a petting zoo. We are often ridiculed for our textured hair and have been made to feel that we don't fit societal beauty standards. Although you may mean well, this is a dehumanizing thing to say to us. We don't ask to touch your ponytail. Don't touch, don't ask. These airplanes are killing me today, bro. I guess we'll just fill the airplane spaces with me eating and being fat, because I just do not have the time. I couldn't agree more with this statement. Do not ask me if you can touch my hair. I don't know where your dusty hands have been, especially with COVID now. You're not about to touch me, period. You're not about to touch me, period. So definitely don't start asking if you can touch my hair, even if it's a wig, because this is definitely a wig and y'all should definitely go buy it. But don't ask to touch my hair, just don't. I'm not a petting zoo, I'm not an animal, I'm not your pet. So don't ask if you can touch my hair. It's super irritating to me. Like one time my coworker's child touched my hair, and obviously it's a child, I'm not gonna be offended, but I had to talk to the coworker and be like, you need to tell your kid, like as they grow up, you need to make sure that your child understands that that's not okay as they get older. She was young enough and at an age to where it's like, okay, she obviously isn't gonna understand. She don't need to know all that. Kids deserve to keep their innocence for a certain amount of time, but make sure that your baby knows that that's not okay as they get older, because you can't just be running up on any random black girl and touching their hair. And some black women probably would have been offended even though it was a child. Like, hey, you need to get your kid, sis. Get your kid, sis. It is a parent's job to educate their child and make sure that they know the drill. It is also other people's job to make sure that they're not dehumanizing black women or black people, period. You don't get to just put your hands all up in my hair. Besides, I don't even like touching my own hair too much because it'll mess up my curl definition. So who do you think you are? Becky? Karen? This next one makes me so angry. So I'm gonna take a bite of my spring roll here once I can grab it. I guess we're taking an eating intermission because people want to be screaming outside and airplanes want to play with me. Wow. I'm still finna eat it though. You don't even sound black. This comment highlights subtle nuances of racism depicted in American media that do not accurately illustrate how we all speak. If a black woman is speaking with elocution and diction, we are often met with this critique. This is harmful because it feeds into negative stereotypes that tend to oppress us at work and beyond. Not all black people sound the same. Miss Avery Francis is hitting the nail on the head, because the amount of times that I've been told, you sound white, you sound white, you don't sound black, you act white, you sound white, you talk white. Why? Because I articulate my sentences? I can speak in Ebonics too, if you really want me to go there. But I'm a very professional woman and I carry myself a very particular way and I articulate my sentences. So why am I constantly being criticized for not talking in Ebonics all the time? Because I want to speak proper English. And there's nothing against people who always use Ebonics, or there's nothing wrong with people who speak in different tongues. But don't come at black people for sounding normal. And don't come at black people who sound either country or Ebonics or ghetto, as a lot of people like to call it, because it's not ghetto, but most people tend to say that black people talk ghetto. Don't come for anybody. We all are speaking proper English, correct? Okay, that's what I thought. It truly frustrates me though, because a lot of black kids back in the day, when it came to me, like, why do you talk so white? You can't talk a color, just like you can't talk black. You can't talk a color. It really frustrates me hearing these things. And it really frustrates me when white people say, oh, you don't even sound black. What does sounding black mean to you exactly? Can you define that for me, Karen? No? Because you don't want the smoke? Okay, that's what I thought. I need a bite with some shrimp. But these shrimps are so big, I have to be chewing for 5 minutes. The next one says, I'm darker than you. Sure you are, Karen. Does your fake tan come with 400 years of systemic oppression, bias at work, and racial inequalities too? Yeah, didn't think so. This is a loaded comment, so I'll just leave that right here. So, me being a brown skin, I've never received that before, because if a white person is my color, then there's truly some issue there. I can't really speak on that because I've never experienced it personally, but I can imagine a lighter skinned girl being told by one of their white counterparts, I'm darker than you. Like, okay, and I couldn't imagine if somebody said that to me, because I'd just be like, but are you black though? But do you have any texture in your hair though? But can you have box braids though? This food is really hitting. I've been looking forward to it since yesterday. I literally tweeted, oh yeah, you guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you should definitely go and follow my new account. It's at your girl Jhordyn. There's just no underscore. It's me with my brown wig as my Abby. And yeah, I only got like 9 or 10 followers right now. As I stated previously, I could not imagine if somebody said that to me as a light-skinned person. I know I'm not light-skinned, I'm talking about if I was, but that just sounds ridiculous. Like, you sound insane. You sound criminally insane. For the black people that would probably say I'm darker than you, it would be like, okay, thank you for stating the obvious. That doesn't make me any less black. Ooh, baby, this next one upsets me to my core. You are so aggressive. For years, black women have been depicted as angry, sassy, or aggressive in the media, stories, and pop culture. If a woman who is black is assertive, it will be perceived as a negative response based on stereotypes. This bias often holds black women back from growing and moving into leadership roles in the workplace. Plus, so what if we are? I really like that last sentence that Avery put in there, because at the end of the day, let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it really quick. Think about, and this is no shade to my Latinas because I have a lot of Latina friends or associates, whatever you want to call it, but compare the differences between when they get upset and passionate about something and they start yelling and going off, and how men or just the general public will react to it, versus when a black woman is feeling passionate or gets upset about something and starts going off. Latinas be doing exactly what we do, if not more, and they get praised for it. They get called sexy, attractive, everything under the sun that's positive, basically. Now, on the other hand, black women, like myself, if I talk like this to the wrong person, they're gonna be like, oh my God, she was so aggressive, and I just felt so uncomfortable, and I was fearing for everything. I was afraid she was gonna attack me, and No, if I'm passionate about something, I'm trying to relay a message to you. I'm trying to get my point across. Me speaking like this does not mean that I'm gonna pop you in your jaw. If I'm gonna pop you in your jaw, you're not gonna hear me talking. You're just gonna feel this fist against your face. Period. I'm over here forgetting I have food in front of me. That one is very triggering. Very, very triggering to me. Like, don't even sit up here and try to paint me as an Stop telling me to breathe. See, that's how you know I'm getting amped up. My watch is telling me to breathe. What I was trying to say is, don't paint me as the angry black woman. If I'm passionate about something, I have the right to be passionate about something. Me speaking in a certain tone does not mean that I'm aggressive. It doesn't make me aggressive. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna attack you. Where is the logic behind that? Why do so many people think that if I'm speaking in this tone, I'm just automatically gonna attack you? Can we please paint a better image of black women? Can y'all please get rid of these stereotypes? Because we are not all created equal, all right? We're all beautiful creatures. We all have potential beyond the sun. I just really need people to portray us in a more positive light because I'm tired. I'm tired. I have received this next one so many times I can't even count them off to you. Wow, you are so articulate. By asking a Black woman this, you are implying that you are shocked that she is eloquent, educated, and well-spoken. It is implying in a subtle way that Black women are typically not articulate, so it comes as a surprise to you. Nothing about this comment is okay. If you are surprised when we articulate, you need to check your own bias. Period. Period, 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 Pooh. I've gotten that so many times because I ace essentially any job interview that I go to. I have only not been offered the job on the spot one time, literally. Doesn't mean that I've accepted all of the offers, but I've been offered the job on the spot too many times to count. And people always want to say, you just articulate so well, you're so articulate. And I'm like, do you really think that as Black women we are just dumb as a doorknob? Because that's not the case. Most of the time we actually smarter than most of y'all. Look at the education rate for Black women. Look at the rate of Black women with a degree in ratio to everybody else. Lately it seems like we the most educated in this country. As Avery Francis said, if you are still so closed-minded and ignorant to make a statement like that, you need to check your own bias and really give us more respect than that, because it's a backhanded compliment. It's basically saying, wow, majority of you guys are really stupid, but you're just a smart one out of the bunch, and I'm not no pick-me, so I don't appreciate it. This next one is big triggering, and if you're a Black woman that accepts this kind of compliment, you are giving off heavy pick-me energy, and I hope that you learn your worth and really know your worth ASAP. We need to really stop accepting these backhanded compliments and set our standards higher, because I'm frankly tired of hearing it. You are pretty for a Black girl. This is a derogatory comment that implies that a Black woman has managed to be pretty despite our Blackness or the color of our skin. You're pretty for a Black girl upholds ignorant and exclusive beauty standards that have historically disregarded and isolated Black women. Melanin is beautiful regardless of how pigmented it is. Avery is just delivering, and shout out to Miss Emma Trim for the visuals as well, but Miss Avery, thank you. I needed to hear these things and know that I'm not the only person that felt this way. And obviously you're pretty for a Black girl, we all feel that way. But there's still that select few group of women who are on that pick-me energy and will accept any compliment that they can get, whether it's from a man of our own race or from a man of another one. Don't tell me I'm pretty for a Black girl. Again though, saying that you're pretty for a Black girl is a backhanded compliment. Why can't I just be pretty or beautiful, period? Why do you have to just sprinkle your little razzle dazzle of Black girl in there? Why? Do you think that most of us are just disgusting to look at? Do you think that we're ugly? Because we're not. I promise you we're not. We're not the beauty standard, but we set the beauty standard for other people to steal and piggyback off of. I really have barely even put a dent in this food, and it's crazy. But my dad will be happy because he'll have something to eat when he comes home. I don't see color. If I had $1 for every time I've heard this, you may mean well, but this is a harmful thing to say to a Black woman, man, or any person of color. If you are looking to become a better ally, acknowledging race and racial differences is a great place to start. Don't dismiss a Black person's lived experience because of your own discomfort with acknowledging and talking about racial differences. This is facts. This is very, very factual. Because to be frank, I personally don't like when people say I don't see color, because one, based off of how society has been created and structured by, do I really have to say it at this point? They have purposely created divide and purposely created emphasized differences. And even if there wasn't a super large divide, we all still came from culturally different backgrounds, and there's gonna be differences. I'm extremely proud to be a Black woman. I'm extremely proud to have these African roots and African ancestry. The biggest portion of my ancestry is Nigerian. Nigerian. I find it offensive when people say I don't see color, because then you're basically, as Avery stated, you're trying to ignore the racial differences and injustices that have happened to Black people and how we all do get treated differently, not even just with Black people, but with Hispanic people or other races of color, period. There is a difference, so don't say that you don't see color. Yes, we are all human beings. Yes, we all are skeletally the same. We all have flesh. We all have the same blood running through our veins. Not the same type, but you get the point. We're all structurally similar, right? So when people say that I don't see color, it's just super dismissive, and you just shouldn't say that. Like, acknowledge the differences. Be proud of your culture. Be proud of your culture. Be proud of your background. Be proud of where you come from. So you can see the color and still coexist and be respectful to one another. That's just how I see it. Ciao. I need to eat some before I read this next one, because I'm getting tired of y'all throwing this in our faces this 2020 year. Like, we are exhausted, and I'm tired of being hit with this same statement and phrase. Because I've had my own personal experiences where I was just expected to be tough through a situation. And this was with my ex, actually. I was just expected to be tough in a very, 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 very painful situation. And he just wasn't there or receptive to the fact that I was in pain and I was going through it mentally. And I'm just tired of this stigma. Let me read this to y'all so we can wrap it up. You'll be fine. You are a strong Black woman. Black women encounter race and gender-based discrimination on a daily basis. Even with the best intentions, you could be contributing to encouraging us to suppress the very human feelings of oppression. I hope I read that right. We encounter every day. While this has helped Black women endure a society that oppresses them, it's important to support and acknowledge our feelings. We are human after all. And that's just that on that. That's the best note that we can end it on, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be made out to only be a strong Black woman. I'm also still a woman. I'm also still a human being. I have feelings, I have emotions, and they are all extremely valid. And if you can't see that, you need to check your biases, you need to change your mindset, and you need to figure it out. I'm so tired of my feelings being nullified because people tell me that I'm a strong Black woman. Okay, cool, I'm strong. That doesn't mean that I should be forced to be constantly in this state of strength. That doesn't mean that I should be forced to put up with more than the average person, or woman, period, at that. I'm a human being. We are human beings as Black women. Validate our feelings and emotions, because I promise you they don't come out of nowhere. All I'm saying is don't use that statement as an excuse to treat me like a stack of dookie sauce. I am a human being. I am a woman. That does not mean that you get to just say you're a strong Black woman in every situation. Mental health is very real. Sometimes I get sad for absolutely no reason, and I can't control that. Sometimes I'm a little upset. Sometimes I need a shoulder to cry on. I need to be sensitive sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with that, because again, I'm a human being and I'm a woman. The color of my skin does not determine how much I should be forced to put up with, especially from my own men. So let's just dead that situation. Black women don't have to be weak. Black women don't have to be strong. Black women's feelings just need to be accepted and validated, and that is just on period. And on that note, I'm gonna end the video so I can smash the rest of my food in private because it's hot. This ring light has me burning up. Let me know in the comment section down below which one of these you resonated with the most. Let me know if you are not a Black woman, which one of these made the most sense to you, and let me know if you've said any of them before. I'm not gonna come for your neck. I'm just curious to see how many people that watch me have said these kinds of things before. And go ahead and give this video a big fat thumbs up. Make sure you leave those comments and subscribe to my channel. That's pretty much all I got for y'all. Bye.